this is kind of where you should be now. So you can see we've got our background, or what we call the stage. I've put the jungle, I've imported that, I downloaded that from the internet, and then I've put the rectangles on. Now you might be thinking, for the platform that is, by the way, you might be thinking, why have I used this colour? Well, what we thought about in the first lesson was that what we eventually want to do is to get the sprite to go around the track or the platforms and not be able to go through the platforms itself. Okay, at the moment there you can see I'm moving them through. So we can program Scratch to stop it from doing that like you would in a real game. And you do that by saying if it hits this colour, bounce off. Now if you've got lots of black in your background of your jungle, it's going to cause problems. It won't let him pass. So you could do one of two things. You can make sure that you don't have any black in the background of your jungle, of the scene, or you could use platforms of a different colour. So I've gone with the platforms of a different colour. Right, so let's see what we're going to do next. So here we go. We have sprite 1, and there's the script here, and that's telling it exactly what to do, which is going forwards and backwards by using the arrow keys. Now I want to stop it from going through the pink platforms there. So can you think how to do that? You have seen it before. If you go into Scratch on the website that you've used before and into the examples and into the maze starter that we looked at, you will, if you look into the code, be able to see. I'm just going to change, remember how you change the language, there's the little world symbol and there's English. You can see here, this part of the code here is where it explains that it's not allowed to go through the blue colour on this one. So you can see here, if you run through the code, when the flag is clicked, and this will happen forever, that's a loop, but it will only happen if it's touching the colour blue, where I will have the colour pink, or you may have the colour black or whatever, then this happens. And if you see there, it's moved not 10 steps, it says it moved minus 10 steps. Okay, so what happens, as we can show if we play the game, is that if I try and go through the boom, 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 it bounces off. So that's what we're going to do. If you can't remember how to do it in the lesson, find out yourself by going back to Scratch on the website. Minimize that. Here we go. Right, so these are the instructions for each key to move. Now I could have attached the colour thing to bounce off the colour to each one of these, but I think that's a bit of a waste of time when we can just do it once. So we've always got to tell it what to do. So control, and when you start the game, that's when that flag is clicked. Could have probably said when another button is pressed, but that's okay. So remember what we had to do. When the flag is clicked, the sensing ones, it senses, okay? When touching the colour, this is the one that I need, okay? Now, I think you can change the colour here. You see that there? There's a little stopper comes up, and I'm going to touch that and watch it change. So that's the correct colour now. It will only bounce off that colour that's in Scratch. So that should be really good. Now, what have I got to tell it to do? It's a movement thing, isn't it? Remember? So the motion one, and it was move 10 steps. Was it move 10 steps? I hope you remember by touching the pull down menu, or this menu here, you can move, it said minus 10 steps. So it's going to go back 10 steps, whatever direction you were moving in. Now I hope you can remember which of the other controls we needed to use. What was it? It was forever and if. Is it in looks? No. Is it in sound? No. See what I'm doing? I'm having a go and looking for it. It's not in the pen. It's in the control. Oh, what's that there? Here we go, forever. Oops, so I'm dragging that in. I'm going to put that there. So forever, and it was if. Oh, look at that, there's one there, forever if. I could probably just get rid of that and use that one. Or I could have used another control. And I'm going to put forever if touching this colour. And what's going to happen? Forever if touching that pink colour, I want it to move back minus 10 steps. And then I'm going to have a go, trial and error. I'll press the green flag. Hopefully, fingers crossed, when I continue walking down here, it won't let me past. Then you've got to check to see that you can get through all of, see, I can't get through here now, so I've either got to do one of two things. What could they be? Well, I hope you come up with this one. Shrink the sprite, which is probably the easiest thing, or the other one would have been to move around or to make the maze a bit bigger. You might think that this looks tiny now, but if you put it on full screen, you can see that it's not too bad. Okay, let's see if I can move around the. Up it goes. Yeah, I can go there. There. I think I can get through all of it. Now, as you can see down this end, boom, there you go. I can't go through. That's fine. Down this end, if you went down here and along here, well, it's too small, isn't it? So I'm going to have to change that if I want. But also, that's a little trap here. So if there was a Shere Khan or something like that chasing you through the rainforest, that there would be a place where he could trap you. Okay? So that's that one for now. I want you to have a go at that and see how you do. Good luck.